What's up, everybody? We're back. We're live. You're watching Brawlin' Babes with Brittany, and I have one badass babe here with me. It's always backwards when I rewatch it, so I'm not sure where you're at. Either way, I am joined by none other than the history-making Sonya Gallegos-Dreiling. How are you, my dear?
I am doing great. I am excited for this. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You don't see two huge companies merging like this ever. And especially for BareKnuckle, it's huge.
Absolutely huge. I love what Mike Vasquez, Mel Venezuela, all of the staff, everybody is doing at BYB. At the fact that they're merging with BKB was even cooler. Like, holy shit. And then
Yeah.
they've teamed up with the Police Gazette and they're putting really beautiful diamond belts on the lines all the time now. I love it. I think that it's going to grow and catapult BareKnuckle further than where it's at now.
Almost definitely. I think, the genius behind everything is just amazing to watch it all come together. I
Yeah.
love that they're keeping it very, keeping the history of BareKnuckle in with it and just, how it should be when you set up something this big and this extreme, from originally where it started to every stage of the process. And BYB has displayed that throughout the whole marketing and just the image of the business in itself, which is kind of what drew me to BYB. It was, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
Right. Yeah, that was going to be my next question was, how do you like it there? Do you consider BYB like your home now? Like,
Oh, most definitely. I love BYB. Best decision to make, career wise and everything. Um, when I first met Mal and just, I was a little edgy at first. I was like, well, I've kind of wanted to do it. And, I've always loved fighting. And so, getting in there to actually physically fight was an amazing opportunity. And then to be able to continue to do it. And then
right.
the offers that they've given for us females specifically is just amazing. You couldn't ask for a better promotion, better company to work with. All the guys are amazing to work with. Females too that are on our crew, they're all amazing. Everybody's kind of like family. Everybody, if you got a problem with something, they have no problem. Hey, come talk to me. We can figure something out here, whatever. So
Yeah.
I think, as far as BYB goes, for females even is
Top
place
notch.
to be. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I've talked to a lot of different people. I'm not in any way, shape, or form an athlete, you know what I mean? But I love combat sports. So I talk to a lot of different people. People come to me all the time with this, that, and the other. And I've literally never heard anything bad, not just for females, but for anyone across the board from BYB. Like, everybody has nothing but good things to say about the promotion, about all of the staff that's involved there. And again, like, I think what they're doing is literally going to catapult BareKnuckle further than it's seen yet. So I'm super fucking excited. You are one of 4 females to literally make history. The UK has never seen female BareKnuckle. What does that mean for you? Like, I want to cry for you. Like, this is fucking awesome.
It's
Holy
a
shit, this is
huge
history,
and
but like,
amazing opportunity. One of the things I told Jose was I was like, hey, as far as females go, this is who proves who's alpha, one, but then two, the winners out of this, they get their name etched in history. This is big. This isn't something to mess around with. This isn't something to joke with. This is literally history. This is where your name is, lasting for years to come. You are part of BareKnuckle. And I think it's the greatest opportunity, to be part of it. It's phenomenal.
absolutely. I literally get goosebumps and want to cry when I think about it for you girls. Like, this is like, I seen they released your flyer with Jamie Driver first, and I was like, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. And then they released the second flyer where there's gonna be a title on the line, and I'm like, oh my god, they I
Oh
think
yeah.
I commented to Mike on one of his posts. I said, "So do you actually hear me when I pray to the the fight gods?" And and he just laughed at it. But it's true. I mean, this is making history, and what it means for women of combat sports, but just the sport in general, it's mind blowing. Now, mind you, I will give it up. The BKFC tried to do it. They had Paige Van Zant and Teresa Segal lined up for their London event. I think it was in August. And unfortunately, that was of all fights to scratch, that was the one to scratch, which they had their reasons to do it, and it's their business, and I don't care one way, shape, or another. I'm just fucking excited for the women of BareKnuckle. The huge things are happening. Huge. It's like, do we get to like see you guys as etched into like buildings now over the, like, what's gonna happen?
I think, just the way that BYB has done things, and then, as us females that are going to represent this, some of the big stuff is, I personally, I have kids, so I want to be a role model. So being a role model means a lot to me. But then to show that, hey, I'm a badass too, it all comes into that same image, that same, this is kind of what we want to do, but, making history with it and putting it in, in writing is huge. It's a huge eye opener. And, you know, I can't even explain like how excited I have been the past few weeks, just leading up to this, just everything that's come into play, the hard work, everything that, Mal and Mike and everyone has put into this is just, it's phenomenal. And I think for, females, they did it very tasteful, very, they selected us very well, as far as who they wanted to go to represent. And I hope that, I can do everyone justice. I put in a lot of hard work and, mind over body and just a lot of stuff that comes into play into this. And, being able to represent the United States in something this big is, it's an amazing opportunity, like I've said. But going forward, the most I want out of this is to, show that, I'm a role model, that, whatever obstacles you face in life or whatever you may have going on, you can always overcome. And there's always a brighter day tomorrow. And, like I said, I've got 0-2 on my losses, but, that didn't scare me away from it. I love it. They were really good fights. I enjoy the sport genuinely. So, being able to represent that and put that out there and to be an athlete for females, for the upcoming generation, and, for my kids, it's huge. And so, putting our names in, buildings and stuff, maybe one day, but, those are those things that you remember growing up of, oh, this was my idol. This was somebody I looked up to. I got to see this part of history. And for my daughter, that's huge for her, And so I hope I've reached out to other people as well. I've got a really good friend. Her name's Sophie. She goes with me to a lot of my fights. And, so I do a lot of this stuff to show that, and she's 12. These are up and coming women that they're going to need role models. They're going to have people to look up to. I loved Ann Wolf growing up. Like, oh my gosh, I thought she was just the biggest badass. And so, you help develop these characters and these young ladies, and you want to be able to be part of that in history, but then, you want to do it the right way. And so I'm tremendously and utterly appreciative of this opportunity.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you will represent females across the world beautifully. You touched on it. You said you're 0-2, and you have this huge opportunity, and Jamie Driver is a fantastic opponent to go up against. You guys are fighting at 147, correct?
Correct.
So you're going to come down and weight a little. What do you think is that going to benefit you, having that little bit of the size over her? I think she's a smaller I don't get me wrong, she's a badass and she is a tough girl.
Oh
And she
yeah.
broke her hand after the last fight, I think. I saw, some images where she was casted up. I look forward, I'm going to reach out to her and talk to her. I'm going to talk to all four of you girls. Like,
Yes.
I'm just so excited that there's history being made for women. So I'm going to talk to all four of you guys. But, like, do you think that that's going to be an advantage for you, like coming down that little bit in weight?
Yes and no. I know that there's some things which was really cool of an opportunity for me when I went out to New York for the Hall of Fame fight. O'Shea Jones was who I wound up fighting, and she's a bronze medal Olympian. We fought at 147 and 3/4, I think is what we both weighed in exact. So it kind of gave me that feel of what it's going to be like to be fighting in a lower weight bracket. And it was an experience I needed, one, because I needed to see kind of, I got in there 3 weeks after getting into a bare knuckle. So, I still had my little cut on my eyebrow that was just barely healed up enough. But to get in there to see the differences and the things that I'm going to have to work on. But, I did it at an extreme level where, she was a bronze medal Olympian, but it put me at that spot of there's things that moving down bracket you're going to have to work on as far as training and like everybody knows that when you move down weight brackets or the lighter weight brackets, they're faster.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. They are faster. Now, as far as speed, power, things like that, that all comes into play. So I was very, very fortunate enough. And, I count my blessings every day because I think, God does things for a reason and puts you in certain paths to do things to prepare you for other things. And I took that as a great opportunity to prepare myself for, moving down a weight bracket in bare knuckle and just kind of, getting the feel of where I'm going to have to be in order to compete at that bracket. So I think there's going to be some things I've worked on that are going to be completely different that I know I'm going to have to display in there. And I know for her coming up into somebody that's, I personally have fought some really heavy girls. So I've been hit pretty good and I spar and train with guys. So, for me, that's something that I think for her, it'll be a good reality check of, what it's like to take on somebody that's, move down a bracket, which is kind of cool to see us both come in at that bracket. I know there was a comment made about, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see these two fight at the same weight. It's going to be a very uncomfortable fight. It was posted on a thing there with a comment, and I was like, wow, it's kind of interesting to think about that and to see that our fans think about it too, because there will be some things that she's going to work on and there's things I'm going to be working on.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to display it in there, and it's for the whole world to see.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because it's going to be a good fight either way. You guys are both super tough. You're built like a truck, man, and I feel like you probably hit like one too. Whereas she is more, agile and can move. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be an incredible fight. I really and truly, I think it has fight of the night potential. BYB really has an amazing ring too. So you went from BYB to a boxing ring. What do you like more? Do you like being constricted in that trigon, or do you prefer having the space to move around? What, or is it potato? Do you just love it all?
It's kind of potato. I love it all. I'm a close contact fighter, so I like being close. So being in the trigon is an amazing experience just because that you can keep them coming at you. There's that contact that I like and I love about the sport because there's no room to run.
No.
You're going to face me, and if you want to run, you're going to hit that rope real quick and you're going to realize there ain't nowhere to go. And then of course they got the dead man's corners where if you get caught in there, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
So, I like them both. I like to come forward a lot. So, it's about the same.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, fair. Jessica Link is a big fan. She's fought for both BKFC and BYB now. And she says, hi, she says, yo, losses don't dictate the type of fighters we are. And I couldn't agree more. Like,
That
whether
is so
you go
true.
in there to win or to lose or to just grow as a fighter and a person, you know what I mean? You're going in there because you love the sport and you're having a good time. You know what I mean? You can't let those losses dictate you, your life, how you look at the sport, or anything else, I feel like. And mind you, again, I'm not a fighter. I don't know. I'm sure it can take a huge toll mentally, but because you're, obviously you're training your ass off physically, but it's a way more mental sport than it is physical in my eyes. And I don't know that anybody will convince me otherwise. Like, yeah, you gotta be on point physically, don't get me wrong, but if your mind isn't there come fight day, you know what I mean? You can have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, but if one little S isn't scribbled the right way, everything's fucking off, like
Most definitely.
shit
Most
happens.
definitely. Oh yeah. And this being such a new sport, we've got judges that this is sometimes their first judging of a bare knuckle, so they've done a lot of boxing. There's different rules to bare knuckle, which is awesome.
Yes,
Which adds that little, oh my gosh, who's going to pull it off. um but as far as everything goes with that, that there's the loss doesn't mean nothing to me. Yeah, it does. There's a little bit inside of you that says, hey, I could have done a little better, or did I give it my all? But if you went out there and you put on a good show and you didn't give up, you gave your all, just the opportunity itself that you've gone that far, and you can look at yourself and say, hey, you know what? My accomplishments weren't for nothing. I put on a hell of a good show. I've got, my whole crew behind me, win or lose. That's kind of what matters to me is, hey, I've still got my peeps backing me. They're there. They love me. They support me no matter what the outcome is. And, I know I've left it all out in the ring.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Have you ever, I mean, obviously you've fought in Florida. Have you fought and you fought in New York? You fought, in some of the United States. Did you ever think for 1 second you'd be fighting overseas or across the world or like ever?
No, well, kind of.
Have you traveled that far before? Like, have you ever been outside of our country?
I've gone to Mexico and Canada are the only two places I've really gone.
That's like not really the same though.
It doesn't count. It really doesn't. So, and I've traveled all over the U.S. in amateurs, in boxing. I was part of the Rodarte Boxing Club, and then we separated and went with the Los Traviesos Club. And my coaches were phenomenal. They took us everywhere. I grew up in the era where we still had the ringside world tournaments. So we got to meet people from all over the world that would come to Kansas City, Missouri and fight. And those are week-long tournaments, 6 rings going on at once and a big plane hanger. Like, I wish they'd bring that back. Because that's where a lot of the champions were made, as far as a lot of the kids I grew up with that went pro. So I got to travel a lot, but it was all within the U.S. And growing up, I wasn't part of that era where we didn't get female Olympics till 2012. By then I was already 22.
Mm-hmm.
So my prime years of, wanting to be an Olympian, that wasn't an option for me. So, I always wanted to kind of travel and do things like that, but I never thought that I would do it with bare knuckle. I thought it'd be with boxing first.
Yeah.
And to get the opportunity with bare knuckle is just phenomenal. Like I've said multiple times, I'm ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
I've always thought in the back of my mind, like, I've seen sand fights where they fight in the sand pits and stuff. They do that like over in Russia and things like that. And I thought, oh, that's so cool. I would love the opportunity one day to go to Russia and fight in the sand pit. Like, but it was always kind of just kind of a bucket list dream idea, and
Do
actually go
it.
to London. Yes, I know. I think that's a bucket list option that is getting closer.
Manifest that. Put it out there into the universe. You have to make that happen. That would be fucking epic.
Oh, most
Holy
definitely.
shit.
That's like my dream. I've seen the girls do it and I've seen the guys do it, and it is ruthless, it is brutal, and it's phenomenal to watch. Like I
Oh
get on there and
yeah.
watch them and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Um, just the difficulty behind it, everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, and it's like, as a fighter, I see the detail behind it and how hard it is to move the footwork, and it looks so much fun. I ain't gonna
Oh
lie,
yeah.
it looks so much fun.
Oh yeah. I could totally see you doing something like that. That's fucking awesome. Well, listen, I won't take up too much more of your time. I know you're at work. I've got another interview I've got to start here in a few minutes too. So I'm going to give you the floor. If there's anybody you want to thank or shout out, sponsors, friends, family, coaches, the floor is yours.
Well, first and foremost, thank you to everybody in the BYB, Mike, Mel, all you, Jose, everybody that has reached out and helped make this dream come true. That is phenomenal. It is greatly appreciated. And then just my coaches and everyone that has helped me along the way here. And then for the gyms that have helped me progress and get to where I'm at today, CJ Barton, he's an amazing cornerman. I wish I could be taking him to London, but this was kind of a last minute kind of thing for him. So to get this, pulled off, we all have to have passports and things. So there was some options there, but CJ's my boy. He always got my back. Vic Cutman, great guy, made the Hall of Fame. Love you to death. He's worked my corner 2 times. He is phenomenal. He knows how to do his job, and he does it great. Just thanks to everybody, and hi to my kids. I love you guys. This is for them. So that's about it.
Awesome.
Oh, my coworkers. Big one to my coworkers, because my coworkers, they cover me when I am gone and I'm doing this stuff, and they support me and they love me for it. So, and they put up with me.
Yes. Gotta have a whole team to make this dream a reality. So, right on. Listen, well, I'm super fucking excited for you. I'm so happy for you to be making history. I can't wait to watch you. That's going to be in October. That's going to be in London. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to be crying and screaming like a little fucking kid.
I appreciate it. And I love that you're so excited for us for this, because this is what it's all about. We do a lot of this. It's for us too, but we want to put on a good show. We want our fans. We love, if you guys are loving it, we're loving it too.
Yes.
So I appreciate the love, the support, and all of it.
Absolutely. All right, honey. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll chat again soon. Let's set up like a after fight talks and run it all back.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day too.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys. So that was Sonya Gallegos-Dreiling. She used to live in Colorado. She's now out in Alabama, but she's going to fight for BYB Extreme out in London. She's one of 4 girls making history. And I am so excited for them. Stay tuned, because I will be talking to all 4 of them. If I haven't sent you the DM yet, trust me, it's coming. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back in about 5 minutes with Carice Brown. But until then, I got to thank the team, because without them, this would still just be a dream. Dave Trujillo and the All Angles Boxing and Combat Sports Channel, Den City Plumbing and Construction. They have been in the industry for 12 plus years. So if you need help with a home remodel or a plumber, give them a call at 970-467-5258. Also, HKA USA, they have the right gear to dominate your lifestyle. Hit up Nick Sampson for your fight night customized outfit at hkausa.com. Then justblazedclothing.com. They have hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and trays of all kinds to keep your mind just right and to stay just blazed. All right, you guys, I'll see you in 5. Bye.